Grenada, the stage is set. Brilliant minds, fresh perspectives. It's more than competition. It's confidence, creativity, and critical thinking in action. The Grenlec Debates, powering bright ideas.
Dr. Diane Abel Jeffrey, Chief Education Officer, members of the Board of Directors, management and staff of Grenlec, public and private sector representatives, judges, members of the motions and complaints committees, principals, coaches, and other school support staff, parents, members of the media, students, debaters. Welcome to this, the final match and awards ceremony of the 2025 Grenlec Debates. We're delighted to have you join us as we conclude this season. We are happy to acknowledge our judges. Judges, please stand as I call your name. Mr. Shane McQuilkin, our Chief Judge for today. Ms. Dorothy Ambrose. Ms. Nico Garwe. Mr. Sheldon Kins-Douglas. And Mr. Karim Strawn. Our proposing team, the Anglican High School. Debaters, Jana Caton, Jazara Dates, Courtney James, Gina Moraine, and Micaiah Ramsey. Coaches, Ms. J.D. Caton Malcolm and Mr. Sekou Sam. Principal, Ms. Kim Paris Thomas. Founded in 1916, the Anglican High School was formerly called the Church of England High School. What began in humble settings on Siemens Alley with 19 students and 3 teachers is now a community of over 600 students and a faculty of 55 educators and ancillary staff. Together, they continue their proud mission to educate, inspire, and empower. Capturing its enduring philosophy that character is proven not through speech, but through purposeful action, the school's timeless motto, facta non verba, deeds, not words. Let's give it up for the Anglican High School. Our opposing team, St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School. Debaters, Shamika Lindsay, Calvin Klein, Janae Andrew, Keon Smart, and Dessalee Jones. Coaches, Ms. Kadisha Hagley and Ms. Aaron Hippolyte. Acting Principal, Mr. Lester Blash. The St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School, SAS, established in 1944, was the first secondary school outside of St. George's and the first co-educational institution in Grenada. From very humble beginnings, With a first class of less than 20 students, it is now the second largest secondary school on the island with 759 students and a faculty of 58 educators and ancillary staff. SAS's mission is to educate and nurture youthful minds and bodies for better academic, spiritual, and social integration within the wider community. Its motto, Sail On, Semper Navigans. Let's give it up for St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School. Teams, we congratulate and welcome you as finalists. I now call this House to order. This debate consists of 4 rounds. Debaters will be penalized for speaking beyond the allotted time. There is a 5-second grace period for each speaker beyond the allotted time for each round. At the start of the last minute, you will hear this sound. When time expires, you will hear a double signal. After 3 seconds of expired time, a triple signal will be given. After each round, we will allow the judges time to score. Our debaters received their motion just this morning and were given 30 minutes to prepare their arguments without any assistance from teachers or digital sources. The theme for this final round is nationalism and culture. The motion being debated is, be it resolved that sports heroes contribute more to Grenada's national identity than musicians or artists. I now introduce our first proposition speaker, Micaiah Ramsey.
They say musicians or artists contribute more to national identity. Tell that to every Grenadian who stood taller when Kirani James carried our flag to the Olympic podium. Honorable Chair, worthy opponents, dear audience, a pleasant day to all. As first speaker for the rightful proposition, it is my duty to clearly define key terms and bring to you 2 of our contentions. Sports unifies a nation. Sports allow nation athletes to give back to their nations. Second speaker will proceed, outlining and expounding on 3 further contentions. Sports heroes allows a nation to be recognized globally. Musicians and artists cause nations to lose national identity through commercialization. And lastly, globalization causes musicians to adapt to international standards. POI will follow, after which my rebuttal speaker will cascade all erroneous claims made by the opposition. Sports heroes. A person widely admired or popularly recognized for outstanding achievements that advances or defines a nation. This is according to UNESCO. Contribute to have a part of bringing about, more, greater in amount or degree, national artist, someone who does drawings, painting, sculptures, music, literature, or drama. These are according to Webster Dictionary. National identity, the shared sense of belonging, values, and culture that defines a people. This is according to UNESCO. Contention number 1. Sport unifies a nation. When athletes succeed in sports locally and regionally, they are able to reach and perform at an international stage. With them, they carry their country's story, struggle, and spirit. Fans feel pride when athletes carry their flags on their sleeves and loyalty in their hearts. According to the Pew Global Sport Survey 2023, 69% of fans said that they felt more connected to their nation when an athlete representing their countries succeeded internationally. This statistic highlights that national pride is ignited by sports recognition, not limited. Contention number 2. Sports allows a nation athlete to give back to their nation. Far from draining national loyalty, sports creates pathways for athletes to reinvest in their home countries. The wealth and training gained abroad often translates into community projects, scholarships, and national development initiatives. The Kirani James Foundation 2023, funded through global sponsorship, provided over 100 scholarships to Grenadian students and helped build youth sports facilities. This proves that global sports success becomes a vehicle for national upliftment, not erosion. The sports industry, sports heroes, fuel local progress. When our athletes succeed abroad, our Grenada rises at home. If national pride is aflame, sports heroes are the wind that makes it burn brighter. I thank you.
We now introduce our first opposition speaker, Keon Smarts.
Judges, chairperson, worthy opponents, audience, a pleasant morning to all. We stand here today to conflict upon the moot, be it resolved that sports heroes contribute more to Grenada's national identity than musicians or artists, to which my team and I fervently disagree. As the first speaker, I will accept the definitions given by the proposition. Our second speaker will further cement our point in your mind to make you believe you're correct. As she'll be speaking on how we are identified by our jab festivals, how our music contributes more to our culture than sports, and how sports aren't even indigenous to us. Our POI speakers will have a constructive conversation upon the moot, and our rebuttal speaker will take everything previously stated and put it in one final speech so that you will come to our side. Golden, blacker than, Mr. Killer. Do any of these names ring a bell to you? Well, they should. Mr. Killer won an award using Jab Jab in London not that long ago. Miss Candia Mitchell Hall, a Caribbean cultural study specialist, stated that these artists show off our nation in the purest form. Not only do they show off our culture, but they show what we are known for and what belongs to us. Using the proposition's own definition of national identity, a shared sense of belonging, doesn't that mean that musicians and artists contribute far more than sports heroes ever could? Mr. Claude Douglas, a sociologist, stated that we are a jab nation, to the point where in our own airport, we were bigging up Jab Jab and the artists associated with it, showing off our purest form of national identity. Now, sports heroes obviously contribute to national identity, but nowhere close to musicians and artists. Sports hype lasts 1 to 2 weeks. 1 to 2 weeks? And during those 1 to 2 weeks, what do you think we're playing? What do you think we're listening to? Music, my worthy opponents, music. These 1 to 2 weeks are insignificant compared to how our natural lives are shaped by music. After our celebrations, during our celebrations, we are blasting our music. Why? Because it belongs to us, because we love it for what it is, because music is forever. I thank you.
We now introduce the second proposition speaker, Jazara Dates.
As a nation, seeing our country on global stage represented by an athlete, we feel as one. When our artists today release albums, where is Grenada mentioned? Honorable Chair, esteemed judges, worthy opponents, all, good morning. As second speaker for the proposition, it is my job to prove beyond reasonable doubt that our team stands firmly on logic, facts, and reason, shut down the weak claims of the opposing side. Contention number 1. Sports allows a nation to be recognized globally. Sports give avenues to international recognition by giving a platform to project national identity globally and fostering domestic pride. Grenadian Olympian Kirani James' achievements celebrated worldwide reinforced Grenada's uniqueness and cultural pride. Judges. In 2012, when Kirani James won the 400-meter gold, there was a boost in our GDP. It increased tourism, proving that it has contributed and put our national identity further and made our country more significant. According to Dr. Conrad Francis, president of the GAA, sports is the biggest factor that shapes our natural identity. Contention number 2, the cultural homogenization of music. Other creative arts have become more prevalent in today's society, whether in global, regional, or local. It's a growing issue. Our artists don't create creative works for national representation. They do it out of personal interests and financial gain. For example, a popular song among the youths, Blaze Up by Sam Dan. If we carefully look at the lyrics used in the song, we can depict that even though he is mostly Grenadian, he speaks in a Jamaican dialect. This proves that music today has been suited to fit standardized concepts for personal interests and for commercial gain. Contention number 3, commercialization causes a loss of national identity. Whether it be through painting, dance, music, commercialization has infiltrated our cultural expression, harming the national identity. For example, algorithms harming the national identity comes to exotic and stereotypical nations. This causes artists to remove anything that won't put on their For You page. This causes nations to lose identity through music because of prioritizing commercialization over representing a nation. Judges. Sports does not do this. Sports represents a nation by uniform, athletes, and talent. It is without doubt that sports plays an important role. In conclusion, I must say, sports here contributes more to Grenada's national identity than music or artists. I thank you.
We now introduce our second opposition speaker, Desalie Jones.
Standing here as second speaker of the opposition, my mission is simple: to fortify our team stance and to dismantle the outrageous claims brought forth by the proposing side. Today, I will guide you through 3 persuasive points that attack the core of the moot, be it resolved that sports heroes contribute more to Grenada's national identity than musicians or artists. Good morning, all. Firstly, we are identified by our jab, which is dependent on our music industry. I'm sure we have heard the well-known phrase, the jab jab nation, which has been one of our most popular sayings over the years. Not only does it make our own people proud, but people in the diaspora can't resist the urge to join in the fun and pride. Did you know that during the carnival season in 2024, 108,000 people in our diaspora came down to Grenada just to identify with their culture? The remaining 102,000 were on the streets of London playing jab, according to the Ministry of Tourism. Judges, with no musicians or artists, we have no music. With no music, how will we play jab jab? With no jab jab, we are missing a crucial part of our national identity. Secondly, our music contributes more to our culture than sports. Our culture lays on history. And do you know what isn't in our history? What we didn't invent, and what we don't classify ourselves by? Sports. In our culture, it is highlighted that we play music. Yes, worthy opponents, although Kirani may have won 1 gold medal in 2012, every single year we never fail to go out on the streets and play jab, and our music is a very crucial part of it. A study done by the International Society of Music Education reported that Grenada's culture and identity is built on our music and dialect more than our sports. Lastly, judges, worthy opponents, what are the sports that you are implying that these sports heroes play? The same cricket that originated from England? Or would you say that the athletics, where we got our first gold medal placement in 2012? How do these sports heroes that don't even play sports indigenous to our country contribute more to our nation's identity more than our musicians or our artists? Did you know that in the early stages of our culture's development, our ancestors were known for the playing of the goatskin drums, which then evolved into folk music, to calypso and the soca music which we enjoy today, according to the International Society for Music Education? Judges, with my first speaker's foundation laid and my reinforcement, it is clear that these sports heroes do not contribute more to Grenada's national identity than our musicians or artists. I thank you.
We now have the opposition questions, which will be done by Shamika Lindsay and Calvin Klein.
How can you say that our national heroes contribute more when their success is only talked about for a few days, whereas music is played all the time and artists are all over social media?
My worthy opponent, Kirani James, won the gold medal in 2012. We are in 2025, about to go into 2026, and it is still talked about and recognized.
Whereas music is still played all the time, everywhere.
And also you should take into consideration that the impact that it had in 2012 is no way the same it has right now. But I'd like to move on to my next question in the interest of time. Your first speaker stated that sports allow athletes to give back to our nation. Doesn't music festivals do the same for our artists?
My worthy opponent, music festivals such as
Carnival, my worthy opponent.
My worthy opponent, Carnival is not a music festival.
Music is played in Carnival and it's most of the time the main show, my worthy opponent. But I'd like to move on to my next question.
According to my second speaker, the sports these heroes are recognized for are not indigenous to us. So how does it contribute more to our national identity?
The sports doesn't have to be indigenous to us, as it puts us on the global scale, and Grenada is then recognized as, and people want to come and visit Grenada, and it will increase our tourism sector.
On that note, my worthy opponent, sociologist Claude Douglas explained that national identity comprises of aspects indigenous to our culture. Seeing that no sport is indigenous to Grenada, how can you say that music, which is indigenous to us, is less important than sports?
My worthy opponent, based on our definition of national identity, which your team agreed with, that is irrelevant.
My first speaker did agree with this definition, but I'd like to move on to my next question. Your first speaker stated that Grenadians felt pride when Kirani James won gold. Aren't they the same people who condemned him when he didn't, according to Mr. Wayne Maxwell?
My worthy opponent, in times of adrenaline and in times of sports viewing, of course Grenadians felt disappointment when Kirani did not win gold.
My worthy opponent, you argue that musicians and artists contribute more to national identity, yet you didn't provide any empirical evidence to back your claim.
Well, we did in fact bring forth evidence to make that claim. According to my second speaker, during Carnival, we are known as the Jab Nation. And now this is an identity. That's the stamp we have on us, a Jab Nation. And what's backing up Jab is our music, meaning that with no music, we have no Jab. Therefore, no Jab Nation.
Thank you, my worthy opponent. Branching off from that question, is Jab a musical festival or is it a celebration of emancipation and a mockery of our colonizers?
With celebration comes music, my worthy opponent.
My worthy opponent, traditional Jab is played with the beat of a drum, not with music. But we'll move on. We'll move on.
My worthy opponent, according to the president of the GAA, sports is the biggest contributor to our nation's national identity and pride. What is the evidence to say otherwise?
The evidence to state otherwise is the evidence I just stated, my worthy opponent. I stated just now that Grenada is called a Jab nation. This is our identity. And what backs up Jab is our music. And according to you, my worthy opponent, our tradition is beating of drums, and that is music.
That is not the music you argue, though. But we'll move on. My worthy opponent, a study done by UNESCO showed that 75% of national cultural identity is lost due to globalization in the context of cultural music and artists. What empirical evidence do you have to prove otherwise?
Music is shared on social media these days, my worthy opponent, meaning that when music is played, we get to share it all across the world. And this is how Mr. Killer got famous, and he's our very own artist using that same social media.
My worthy opponent. You mentioned Mr. Killer. What has Mr. Killer done that has allowed Grenada? Mr. Killer has allowed Grenada to be recognized internationally, but what has he done to improve and develop his country?
We're not debating the development of our country,
My worthy opponent, national upliftment fosters national identity and national pride. Therefore, it is directly correlated.
But my worthy opponent, the mood speaks to national identity, and you stated that Mr. Killer contributed to our national identity. So I agree with you.
National recognition, yes, not national identity.
And how we are recognized.
We just had the proposition questions, which was done by Gina Moraine and Micaiah Ramsey. Thank you, debaters. I introduce our opposition rebuttal speaker, Janae Andrew.
Chairperson, judges, worthy opponents. It's time to focus on what truly matters. Today, I stand here to challenge shaky claims, unpack flawed reasoning, and ground this debate in evidence. Good morning, all. Firstly, and most importantly, worthy opponents, your first speaker stated that sports allow athletes to give back to the nation. Worthy opponents, our musicians and artists do the same, except it is amplified. According to my first speaker, musicians show our nation in the purest form. Take, for instance, the example of Mr. Killer, who went to London and when he performed and won an award, spoke highly of our country. Additionally, the first speaker of the proposition mentioned that national pride is ignited when athletes represent. But judges, this is where our opponents falter. According to my POI speakers, and quoted from Mr. Wayne McSween, the same people who feel ignited when Kirani won the 2012 gold medal are the same ones that bashed him and condemned him for not winning gold last year. Not only that, but the opposition tried to say that commercialization has caused us to lose our culture. However, judges, that is far from the truth. Worthy opponents, let me tell you this. According to Ms. Chanel Khan, a local content creator with over 100K followers, said that our carnival was successful and got the most recognition it has ever gotten because of advertisement. Commercialization does not affect us when we have the opportunity to showcase our roots and culture, further increasing our national pride and proving that music does more to contribute to national identity. Lastly, the opposition tried to shoot down my POI speakers by asking, what has Mr. Killer done to develop the country? However, we are not here to discuss development. We are here to speak on national pride, the togetherness and shared feeling that we have as a nation. With the points of, I thank you.
We now introduce our proposition rebuttal speaker, Courtney James.
Honorable Chair, esteemed judges, audience, the opposition has presented their argument. They may seem confident, but it crumbles at the first knock of logic. I will now outline what they have displayed thus far. 1, false narratives and assumptions. 2, ignorance. And 3, a lack of evidence. My team and I support this moot, and I will restore balance to this debate. The first speaker had mentioned Mr. Killer. However, it is important to know that Mr. Killer is, of course, a Grenadian figure. But what does I want a fat girl, I want a roly-poly represents for Grenadian people? Music faces heavy commercialization and standardization, which removes or lacks national identity. Example, K-pop, Korean pop. The K in K-pop doesn't even make sense anymore, as it is westernized to fit standardization. And globally, this is true for many nations. Next, they try stating that music is more important, stating that we are a jab nation. However, are we really? Yes, we go out and we play jab, but we don't show the essence of jab. Instead, we are on the path to playing jab with colorful paint colors instead of molasses, the original. This causes our national identity to not be preserved, but lost. They then stated that our sports aren't even indigenous to us, making it not contribute to our national identity. They provided no evidence. Sports such as cricket, athletics, we are most recognized for judges. As stated by my second speaker, this in no way causes sports to be less than music. They try to present false narratives, even when provided with empirical evidence, displaying their lack of analytical skills. They claim that Kirani's gold medal doesn't even have the same effect now. However, this provides that the opposition argument needs foundation. I thank you.
We have come to the end of our final match of the 2025 Grenlec Debates. Debaters, we thank you once again, and we invite you to show your collegiality as you make your way off the stage. We thank our proposing team, the Anglican High School. We also thank our opposing team, St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School. Debaters, congratulations on a job very well done.
What an incredible season it's been. As we close this final debate and celebrate the achievements of our debaters, we begin our award ceremony with remarks from Mr. Leroy Abraham, Grenlec's Chief Executive Officer.
Senator David Andrew, Dr. Diana Abel, Chief Education Officer, members of the Board of Directors, management and staff of Grenlec, public and private sector representatives, judges and members of the motions and complaints committees, principals, coaches, parents, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, students, debaters, esteemed judges, worthy opponents, all. I was so compelled to say that, sorry. What an awesome final we have just witnessed. Every year I am truly blown away by this talent. Over the course of the debate season, we found our students were prepared, passionate, presented their arguments confidently. Today was no exception. Our finalists gave us truly a fitting performance to end this season's exciting Grenlec Debates. As I watched the final unfold, I was reminded of the journey of this program. The Grenlec Debates officially began in 2008, believe it or not, 17 years ago. But even before then, Grenlec was supporting the development of debating through a competition organized by the Media Workers Association. So what we are celebrating today is part of a long tradition of encouraging balanced conversations, critical thinking, youth leadership, and development. We continue to see the growth of our students. You've shown us that young people are not just leaders tomorrow. You are leaders now, and your voices matter. You possess the ability to think deeply and intuitively, formulate your position, and articulate same concisely. At Grenlec, we are proud to continue investing in this program because it represents values that are important to us in building a better society. Through the debates, our students learn to question, to listen, to reason, and to stand for their ideas with courage and conviction. And equally important, that it is not always about winning, but enjoying the experience of the journey. These are skills that will serve you for the rest of your lives. Before we move into the awards, I would like to acknowledge a few people who helped to make all of this possible. May I invite the members of the Motions Committee, the Complaints Committee, the trainers or judges, and the members of Grenlec's Corporate Comms Committee. Can all of you please stand? Don't be shy. Let's give them a warm and resounding round of applause. Okay, you could be seated. Thank you. Your dedication and commitment preserve the integrity of the competition and helps it to grow. Thank you for the long hours, your thoughtful deliberations, and the steady guidance that you provide. I also want to offer a special thank you to our two hosts, both of whom are former, as previously stated, Grenlec debaters themselves. Ambrosa and Khalid, you have come full circle, and we are incredibly proud to see you return to the program as insightful and engaging ambassadors for the debates. Thank you for guiding us through this season. To our principals, teachers, coaches, and parents, thank you for encouraging and supporting our students. We appreciate the time you take to help them with their research, to see them in action, and your kind words of encouragement and constructive criticism, which keeps them firmly grounded and guides them. Your investments of love and support is reflected in their confidence and performance. To our guests today and virtual audience, your continued support to our debaters and this program is immensely important, as your valuable feedback helps us move the program from strength to strength. And finally, and certainly not least, our debaters. Whether you win a trophy today or not, know that you are all winners and have already gained something far more valuable. You've sharpened your critical thinking skills, strengthened your ability to work as a team, and learned to express your ideas with clarity and respect. These are life skills that you will carry far beyond this stage. On behalf of the entire Grenlec team, congratulations to all our participants, and special congratulations to the 2025 champions. You have made your schools and your communities very proud. Now let's celebrate the achievements as we move into the awards segment of the 2025 Grenlec Secondary School Debates. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Abraham. We are indeed growing from strength to strength. We now invite Mr. Eric Williams, former chairman of the Grenlec Debates, and Ms. Jasmine Redhead, who has served as the chair of the Grenlec Debates Complaints Committee from 2003 to 2025, to present the People's Choice Awards. This award celebrates the voices that captured the hearts of our audience. Over 4,500 votes were cast on Facebook and Instagram for the favorite debaters of the season. The two debaters with the most votes have earned the People's Choice Award and will each receive an iPad mini. As your names are called, we invite both winners to come to the stage together. Eaton Auguste, Presentation Brothers College. Kaina Carter, the St. George's Institute. Thank you, Mr. Williams and Ms. Redhead. Thank you to our audiences on television and online for participating in the competition. Kudos again to our winners, Eaton Auguste and Kaina Carter.
At the heart of the Grenlec Debates is a powerful idea that every voice from every parish has a place in the shaping of Grenada's future. I reflect on times when, again, as we began the new format, when students came into the room, got the mood, and you could literally see them shaking because they're thinking, we prepared for everything but not that. But then they came out of the prep rooms and the match got going and they were just able to challenge each other, to just parry back and forth with each other. And for them, you could see it in their faces, you could see it in their emotions, you could see it in their smiles that we got this, we know what we're doing and we can handle. When a Grenlec debater rises and steps forward, they do so with courage and with the strength of a nation behind them.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've all been anticipating is here. Our two participating schools have earned 322 points and 343 points. Please join me in applauding our two finalists, St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School and the Anglican High School. The tension is palpable. The school in second place will receive a plaque and a $12,000 GCPI School Project Award. Coaches and debaters will receive certificates of excellence and Dell Latitude laptops. Debaters will also receive $600 education awards. Our champion has earned the coveted Challenge Trophy and a $30,000 GCPI School Project Award. Debaters and coaches will receive certificates of distinction and Apple MacBook Pro laptops. Debaters will also receive $800 education awards. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2025 Grenlec Debates champion is St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School. Congratulations to the St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School. Now, to present our second place awards, We invite Mr. Leroy Abraham, Grenlec's Chief Executive Officer. Debaters from the Anglican High School. Join me. Jana Kiton, Josara Date, Courtney James, Gina Moraine, Micaiah Ramsey, coaches Ms. J.D. Kiton Malcolm and Mr. Sekou Sam, principal Ms. Kim Paris Thomas. Thank you, Mr. Abraham. And to the Anglican High School, congratulations. As Mr. McQuilkin said, you are also worthy of the prize. We now invite Senator David Andrew, Minister for Education, to join Mr. Abraham on stage to present the Challenge Trophy and the awards to this year's champion. Debaters from St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School. Shamika Lindsay. Calvin Klein. Janae Andrew, Keon Smart, and Desalie Jones. Coaches, Ms. Kadisha Hagley and Ms. Aaron Hippolyte. Acting Principal, Mr. Lester Blash. Thank you, Senator Andrew and Mr. Abraham. Kudos once more to our 2025 Grenlec Debates champion.
I feel amazing. I feel proud. I feel joyful. I feel like this is a moment that we've been waiting for. So I am grateful that we are here. I congratulate the Anglican High School on a job well done. And I definitely congratulate my team. We have worked long and hard, and it is truly a privilege to be standing here as the champions of the 2025 Grenlec Debate competition. We have developed a great bond among each other. So we are more than just coaches and students. We are actually friends, even though I'm the oldest here. But they still see me as a friend, somebody that they can relate to, and that bond is priceless. It's even better than the victory that we got here today.
It is very indicative of all the hard work we have been doing, the long hours, the endless hours of research. It's worth all of the challenges that we would have faced, all of the positives, the bond that we would have built. So this is very much reflective of everything that we would have worked towards and that we would have prepared for.
I'd say that I feel awesome because I understand all the work that we've put in, having been in this setting before and having understand the history SAS has with debating. It just makes me feel like a contributing factor to SAS's identity, and nothing makes me feel happier than that.
We would like to say a very hearty thank you to everyone who had a hand towards our win today. All the people we interviewed, all our supporters, our family, our friends, just giving us that extra push that we needed to win today.
Grenada, the stage is set. Brilliant minds, fresh perspectives. It's more than competition. It's confidence, creativity, and critical thinking in action. The Grenlec Debates, powering bright ideas.